Hey, what's up, guys? This is MugenLord here. We're going to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom today because some crazy news had just popped up, or I guess you would say rumors, that a potential Marvel vs. Capcom 4 has been in the works and that we could possibly get a potential 2024 release. So before we dive into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So we're going to dive right into it. So before I even discuss this news or this article talking about this rumor or this leak concerning Marvel vs. Capcom 4, I just want to let you guys know we're going to just go into this, as I said before, with a pinch of salt, because as of right now, this haven't been confirmed by Capcom or nor Marvel Disney themselves. So this is all just speculation, all just rumors. And I just want to have a bit of fun with this like we normally do here on this channel, especially you guys who are new coming to this channel and getting to understand how my content work here. So we're going to dive right into it. Now, what's interesting about this is, if this is true and happens to be true, we talked about this back in 2019 when I did a video from the actor, the voice actor who did the voice to V in Devil May Cry. He slipped up and said that about V appearing in Marvel vs. Capcom, and people were saying that, wait a minute, we had Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, V wasn't in that, and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite pretty much support pretty much stopped, and you know, can't be talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate. So is he talking about a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 that we don't know anything about? And then of course we have Vergeben. Vergeben has been a notorious leaker in the gaming community that has been spot on with, you know, the Smash Brothers community and many other games, and he also stated years ago that Marvel vs. Capcom 4 was indeed something that was going to happen, and in fact it was saying it was in development parallel to Street Fighter 6, and that Street Fighter 6 was going to be the first game that was going to release before Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Is because Capcom wanted to spend more time with Marvel vs. Capcom to make sure to get it right compared to what was happening with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So we're going to dive into this rumor. I just wanted to clear all that up to give you a brief history about, you know, these rumors surrounding Marvel vs. Capcom 4. So this latest rumor comes from comicbook.com, where they got the information from Reddit. Now, I know people are saying that Reddit, 4chan is full of crap, this, that, and third, but you also got to understand as well that there's been plenty of anonymous users that came from Reddit and 4chan that did leak out games, you know, and it happened to be all 100% correct. So we can't rule it out, but let's just entertain this. Let's just give our thoughts and just have fun with this, because they give us a release year and they divulge into what the potential roster is going to be, and it's pretty interesting. So the article from comicbook.com states that there's a rumor that they didn't even mention what platforms that it's going to be on, but they do divulge in the roster, which claims to be comprised of 21 Marvel characters and 21 Capcom characters. Now, the Marvel characters, we're going to give you a list, and this list is going to explain what characters that they have representing the Marvel. So we have Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Mr. Fantastic, Daredevil, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Captain Marvel, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Deadpool, Juggernaut, Magneto, Venom, Red Skull, Loki, Doctor Doom, and Thanos. Now, as far as this roster for the Marvel side is concerned, they gave us a bit of, a mixture. We have some classics, and then we have some MCU, and we have some new characters that's thrown in the mix from that's added to the Marvel side. And I think that the roster isn't too bad. I would prefer that we get some more classics like Psylocke and probably Rogue or somebody, but it's looking pretty solid. I would say that when I'm more curious of how Red Skull would play, and I'm more curious to see how I would say Mr. Fantastic would play more like how Super Skrull is and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not sure if he's going to be an interesting character, but we do have Star-Lord in there, and I think I'm more excited too for Daredevil as well. So you can see that Capcom and Marvel decided that, hey, we want to give what the fans also love. They threw back in some of the X-Men characters again, because, you know, Marvel's Capcom Infinite had removed the X-Men characters and everything like that. So we do have fan favorites like Juggernaut. He's back in there, and I think that's a smart move to get some of the OG fans. And you know they had to keep Magneto and Storm in there. And surprisingly, they had Sentinel, which I'm glad Sentinel's not in there, because then, you know, you would have that traditional Marvel MVC2 team all over again. So they left him out, but there's a chance that could be some DLC to add him in there. But of course, they still want to promote, you know, their MCU. You know, we have the Loki television series, so it makes sense they want to add Loki in there. We have Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, and then of course you have Thanos. Thanos was in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and also, you know, the main antagonist, you know, during the whole Infinity War saga. So that makes perfect sense. So now we're going to go over into the Capcom side, and this is, I think, is pretty interesting. I say the least. So we're going to dive into it. So right here we have Ryu, Luke from Street Fighter, you know, 5 and 6. I don't know why, you know, I know they have to promote him as much as they want to, but I always wanted this character to be in it ever since she was a character in Street Fighter. We have Juri Han on the list, and she has definitely become a fan favorite, very, very popular. So I see why not have Juri in there. Juri would definitely be on my team as well. And then we have Mega Man, Zero, Sigma. We have Leon, of course. We have Resident Evil 4, you know, remake, and Leon is just a popular, you know, character, and he have yet to be in a versus game. Then we have Nemesis, Morgan, Felicia, Dante, and there's V. And then I talked about in the rumor back in 2019 that the V voice actors said that V was in Marvel vs. Capcom when, you know, it was like, that sounds crazy because there's no V in any current Marvel vs. Capcom game. Of course, Strider Hero, Grandmaster Mayo. I don't know what game is Grandmaster Mio is from. And then we have Monster Hunter, and we have Asura, which everybody always wanted from Asura's Wrath. We have Haggard, Author. I don't know why they insisting on putting Author. Now I understand we want to have those variety of Capcom characters, but Author is not a fun character at all. And then Akira from Rival Schools. Even though Akira is my girl, she's one of my mains, they should at least threw Batsu in there as well. They should have threw my boy Batsu in there. And then we have Phoenix Wright. Now, why? Phoenix Wright was not a fun character. I hated Phoenix Wright in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And everybody wanted Phoenix Wright in the game. And the funny part is, no one picked that character at all, really. At all. And everybody wanted that character in the game. So, I mean, this is an okay roster, starting roster for Capcom. I was hoping that we'd get like a Power Stone character, you know, in the base roster. And I also like to see some more returning Marvel vs. Capcom 2 characters. Like, we should have had Hayato from Plasma Sword. We should have had Gen Saitama in there, you know, so we can still have some of that, you know, traditional OG, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom, you know, roster in there, you know, mixed with some of the new characters and stuff like that. But as far as the Capcom side is concerned, I guess I will be definitely playing Juri Han, Mega Man, and most likely Ryu and Akira. I'm more so, you know, excited for those characters. But I don't know. I think the Capcom side is still a bit lacking, where Capcom still has more creative freedom when it comes to characters compared to Marvel. Capcom can't really do much when it comes to selecting what Marvel characters, you know, for the roster. Marvel controls that, and Marvel more so will use Marvel vs. Capcom to promote whatever franchise and series that they have going on, you know, in their MCU. But they have a lot of control, you know, over their own cast, and this roster still seems, it's better than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I would say that. But do we really need Luke in there, you know? So we're not done yet, because there's some more interesting details surrounding this leak. Because was you about to hear about the developers that they trying to get, or they have working on this game, and also the theme and the style they want to go with this game sounds pretty nuts. It almost sounds like fan fiction in a sense, in a way. But we're going to dive into it. So the rumor notes it's not entirely clear if all the characters will be in the base game or whether some will be saved for DLC. And of course, there's a possibility some will be cut. What is noted is that Capcom is planning to have at least 2 seasons of DLC. Now, the thing is, I know some of you probably are saying, like, why is the DLC only 2 seasons? Why is that so short for Marvel vs. Capcom? You gotta understand, Marvel vs. Capcom, when it comes to the licensing with the Marvel characters, man, it's always been flimsy. Like Marvel vs. Capcom never gets supported that long. You'll always get like a season, or sometimes or a second season, but most of the time you don't even know if it's going to get any support, because it's like the Marvel like licensing is very fickle. So if it is going to be 2 seasons, how many characters are we getting per season? Because if you look at the roster right here, the rosters are okay for both Marvel and Capcom. So if we are going to get 2 seasons, how many characters is going to be? And if we are going to get like 4 or 5 characters, how many of those characters in the DLC are going to be just returning characters? You get what I'm saying? Because like with Marvel, we don't have Sentinel in there. Will they make Sentinel DLC? You get what I'm saying? And also, like Psylocke, will she be DLC? Will most of it be returning characters? And then with Capcom, they can still go ballistic and do whatever they want. Give us some Breath of Fire characters. Give us some Power Stone characters for DLC. There's so many things that Capcom can do and mess around with. But I don't want the DLC to be like a lot of Street Fighter characters. I think that'd just be a missed opportunity. But we're going to move on, because they talk about a potential. They have a developer that they said they're going to have assist Capcom with this. You ain't going to believe this. So the rumor mentions the game is going to be for a modern and street vibe, similar to what they have going on with Street Fighter 6. They want to do that with Marvel vs. Capcom. Now I know a lot of you saying like, yo, that don't sound right for a Marvel vs. Capcom game, but you gotta understand, you guys were the same ones that were saying that y'all didn't enjoy or didn't understand why they went with the whole jazz theme with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and now that became a beloved type of theme that they survived the test of time. And then they said that Arc System Works has been reached out to help with the game's development. Now, dude, if that is true, Arc System helping with Marvel vs. Capcom will be nutty. That would be sick. A Marvel vs. Capcom Arc System inspired type of gameplay mechanics, maybe visuals. I think that would be ridiculous. Arc System is doing their things. If this is true, I'm just saying, if this is true, that will be nuts. So now we continue. Okay, now for the source of the rumor and the red flags it raises. All this information comes from an anonymous Reddit user, which I talked about in the beginning, who does not say how they are privy to this information. In the past, some of the biggest leaks have come from anonymous Reddit and 4chan users, like I said before. But both have also been responsible for a mighty amount of hogwash as well. All this to say, take everything here with massive grain of salt. So I'm also saying that to you guys too, but I just want to have fun with this and talk about this. And like I said, there's been consistent rumors about a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 in the past by Virgin, and the voice actor to V has slipped up about it back a couple of years ago that we talked about. And then also the whole Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate 3 is going to be a main stage game that they have for the classics, at EVO 2023. I just find this all kind of suspicious at the same time, but this could be nothing. It could be nothing at all. But I made a video specifically talking about whether or not Marvel vs. Capcom and if the series is dead or not. And I think that having this out here I think it's pretty interesting to get everybody talking about Marvel vs. Capcom. Arcade 1-Up had something going on with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which I have the cabinet itself in my room. So, I think it's a perfect time for them to come back out there. Capcom has been doing really, really good business-wise, with their remakes of Resident Evil, their Monster Hunter. Street Fighter 6 is shaping up to be a really, really good game. And the throw in on a cherry on top, a new Marvel vs. Capcom game, a game that's going to be treated with love and care, an interesting roster, and have Arc System work help with it. I think that's just a recipe for just phenomenal and amazingness, So that pretty much wraps up this video. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about a potential Marvel vs. Capcom 4, and the fact is that there could potentially have Arc System work helping Capcom with this? And what do you think about the roster for Marvel and Capcom? Are you satisfied with this roster and the talks of a 2-season DLC? What potential characters could be in the DLC? Put that in the comment section below. What characters you would like to see as DLC, and what characters would you main in this potential roster for Marvel vs. Capcom 4? So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit the like button. definitely helps me out here in the algorithm on YouTube. And I'll be seeing you Game Fiends later. This is MugenLord signing off. Peace out.